Hello, I'm Richard Tyler, international speaker, author, also known as the Possibility Architect. I want to spend a few minutes with you talking a bit more about this idea of artful leadership. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I went to see a really good friend of mine called Sarah Coleman singing with a lady called Leanne Carroll. Leanne is big in the jazz world. Sarah is extraordinary, as is Leanne. Now, I've known Sarah for a long time. I've had the pleasure of working with her. She comes and runs workshops with me. She comes in as vocal coach, as a musician, as a composer. She's one cool, massively talented lady. Now, I was invited along to this concert to see them do their stuff. And as I expected, I was overawed with what took place in front of me for 2 hours on that stage. Watching people that were not only highly skilled and talented and very, very capable musicians, able to play hundreds and hundreds of notes in hundreds and hundreds of different ways and sing notes in so many different ways. The range that they had available to them was immense. And you know what really struck me is that it wasn't just about the number of notes they had available to them. It wasn't just about their skill and their capability. The bit that transformed what they did on stage was to craft the moments between every note. Say that again. It wasn't just about the notes they played. If they'd have just played the notes, actually they'd have been good. It would have been a nice gig and we'd have clapped lots and we'd have smiled lots and we'd have gone away saying, that was nice. As it was, people were up on their feet, shouting, cheering, whooping, moved, inspired, feeling extraordinary about this extraordinary thing. It wasn't because of just the notes. It was because of the moments that were crafted in between each note. The moments crafted in between each note were what made it extraordinary. Now, I imagine that you go into your jobs each day and you have a whole list of things you need to do. So they might not be notes in your job. Maybe we can call them tasks, activities, stuff. You will have a whole series of stuff that you need to do each day. Here's the shocker for you. Just delivering that stuff and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it is not the bit that will make you extraordinary. What will start to make you extraordinary is when you begin crafting the moments between that stuff. Because you know, when you take a moment between the stuff, that's when you get that time to stop, check in, be present, be in the room, to think, to observe, to look at what your audience is wanting, to listen to your audience, to notice how engaged they are, because then you can begin to choose. You can decide how you play that note. Maybe even whether you actually play that note, because maybe you'll make a decision to go, that note doesn't fit now. Or the pause between that note needs to be slightly longer, or I need to come in slightly quicker. I wonder how much time in your day you take doing that. Because in the world of performance, whether that's music, dance, painting, theatre, film, circus skills, whatever realm of artfulness we take, the core, the piece at the heart of it is about crafting each nugget so that it has a chance to land with our audience. You have an audience too every day. That might be customers, might be patients, clients, internal stakeholders. I don't know who your audience is, but you have an audience. Do you know what they want? Do you know what they really want? Have you asked them? Do you listen to them? Do you stop and notice and look and pay attention? Because only when you begin to do that can you then start crafting the way in which you play the next note and the next note and the next note. For me, that's right at the heart of artful leadership. That ability to transform, that ability to create performance, that ability to tell a story, to seduce people's thinking, to engage people in an idea. And we've hit a point in the business world where that has become more and more important now. That whatever area of business we're in, whatever it is we sell, services, product. Actually, people want to engage with the story. They want to feel special. They want to be moved. They want to be touched. They want to be embraced. They want to be listened to. And they want you to deliver something that is extraordinary. Businesses for a long time have looked through the same old lens, and they look through the same old lens for developing their teams, for getting better, for improving, for new processes. They keep looking through the same lens. For me, the Artful lens offers you a new way to look at your existing issues. What it offers you is a framework to say, there are a group of people in this world that create extraordinary performance consistently, every single day. Because you know, in the world of performance, in the world of music, good enough has never been good enough. The same is now true for organizations. Good enough is no longer good enough. And it's time to start looking through a different lens. Perhaps it's time for you to start thinking, as you look at the stuff that you need to deliver in your day, how would I look through this through an artful lens? How would it look different? How could I be more passionate about it? How could I really consider the way in which I tell the story? How could I consider my stakeholders as being an audience? And actually, if an audience don't like something, they're going to walk. They're not going to come back. They're not going to come back for the second half. They're not going to come back for the second version of the film. I challenge you to go away, and rather than just looking at your issues every day through the same old lens, is to take a more artful approach and start thinking about how in the performance world would they tackle this? How would they create something extraordinary? Because the model in artful leadership, it doesn't actually matter whether or not you're making pizzas, whether you're pushing billions of dollars around the globe, whether you run a taxi company, whether you run a marketing agency, whether you're a sole trader, doesn't actually matter what it is you do. The content you can replace, but the framework within artful leadership works consistently across industries. I challenge you, once this film is done, to turn it off, to look at the stuff that you have ahead of you in your day, and to consider how you look at it through an artful lens. I dare you. Connect with me, move, shake, jolt. Tell me how you get on. Thanks for listening.